So let's step it up a bit. Today is lanterns. Once again, eventually I will get a haircut and I'll be able to see again. This is the cherry blossom festivals. Yes, the cherry blossom festivals. Exactly. Chinese New Year in Hong Kong is incredible. I can't even imagine. I would love to go to something like that, to go to an actual like festival of light and see it happen. I've been close to a few of them was when we lived in Chile and we lived on the coast. At New Year's, they did the release of the paper lanterns with the wishes. It was very much like Tangled from Tangled when they had the little lanterns that they released. It was exactly like that. I wasn't participating in it, and I was kind of watching it a little wearily because I'm like, you're just putting paper with actual candles inside of them up into the air. Like that's gotta land somewhere, right? Like what exactly are you setting on fire? But allowing myself to not worry about it and just enjoy the spectacle was actually quite amazing. They do a midnight sun celebration. In the winter when it's dark all day and it's breathtaking. Oh, I bet. Now that's some adulting, right? Oh my God, yeah. I can be such a pain in the butt sometimes in that way. I'm like, that's not safe. Kids these days and their lanterns. Well, that's because I've put out my fair share of actual forest fires when I lived in Chile. There were a lot of fires, and the year that we moved to the countryside was the year of the super epic fires, just like they had in Australia. And Tech and I were out there with our own gear, actually fighting fires on our own because there weren't enough firefighters to go around. So having been near a fire, having fought them back and seen how dangerous they can be and how fast they spread, and most of them spread from just human negligence. It's people dropping cigarettes, it's glass bottles in the forest. It's absolutely horrible. So when I see stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, beautiful, romantic, but this can be a disaster. On this one, our main lantern, it's very important to start with white. Again, white charcoal for the win, like 90% white charcoal, 10% white Prismacolor preference. I would go with white charcoal on this. I don't think my hands fit in the screen. Definitely white charcoal. And if you play it back through my whole rant about how fire is dangerous, you will notice that I didn't just color it in little circles or something like that, but I actually followed the lines of the paper to add those white effects. And I'm doing so now as well as I'm adding my colors. That's extremely important because this lantern is ribbed. It's the kind of lantern that collapses on itself. So it has these ridges, and that's part of the beauty of this kind of a dome lantern. So it's very important to keep giving it that texture with every layer of color. Our main effect here is pretty much the same effect as with the candlelight. So our center will be pure white, and then we'll be coming out of it with yellow and orange and red and a little bit of black. I love Prismacolor cream. It's such a great glow color. Yes. If you have that color, I keep insisting that you guys get Prismacolor white, but if you can get cream as a standalone pencil, that's for glow effects. You see that I bring it in pretty much on every demo. I think I've brought in the Prismacolor cream because it's a nice nuance between yellow and white. And if you have it, it's awesome. If you don't, of course, you can cut corners with white and regular yellow, absolutely. But if you have that cream, just like we used on the background for the bokeh effect, it's amazing. But on this lantern, this is up close. This is in full focus. We can see everything clearly. It's going to be as bright as you can possibly make it. So for this lantern, go for your brightest, most obnoxious colors. I'm going for, I think this is canary yellow. This is a very, very bright yellow. But Shelby is going to miss her afternoon glow. I think that's why she moved. Hold on, let me go grab her. Shelby, come here. Come here. Come on. There. Oh, sweet dog. There she is. Ta-da! Afternoon glow dog. I would love to be an evil stepmama mom. I think I would actually make an excellent stepmother. Look at the stepmother. I think I would. But I don't think anyone wants to be my stepchild. So that bright yellow wasn't bright enough for me, so I'm coming in with that chartreuse. And now I'm using the chartreuse to its full potential because I am making that transition from white to yellow. And I want that transition to be as obnoxiously bright as possible, but also to be seamless. This step right here is what makes this glow effect. Notice that we have this general white orb inside, but it's not perfectly even. Occasionally, we spoke about the element of randomness earlier and how difficult it is to achieve randomness with stars and mystery magical dots. Here it's going to be tricky as well because you have these lines that are guiding you already in the lantern, but try to make them a little bit random here and there. That will make your lantern look a little bit more believable. Because again, remember, it's a paper lantern. They're not perfect. If you've seen one up close, they're actually quite lopsided and borderline ugly when you look at them up close. These are not high-end light fixtures, you know. These are very, very cheap, very easy to produce, mass-produced paper lanterns. But there's something amazing and cheerful and childish and innocent about them that just makes them so attractive. And that's already a great glow effect. But now we have to step it up with the red. This is a classic Chinese lantern, so I need to go for this classic, beautiful Chinese red. Find that red in your collection that's just like, you know, a Chinese wedding dress. A proper, pure red, like those tassels and everything that we see in Chinese culture. That's what we're looking for, as clean as possible. And that with that red, we're going to color all of the ribs of our lantern. And of course, the little tassels that are hanging off of it, but that won't be the end of it. So don't get carried away. This one is also all about layering. Now, I've gotten a lot of questions from you guys about the order of layering. Like, could you have started this with red and then moved on to orange and then yellow and then white? Yeah, you absolutely could have, but I find that this way, it's just you have more control. You already have your white light source established, and also you can always go back and forth. It doesn't just have to be light to dark or dark to light. You can constantly keep adjusting things. For me, on something like this with a really bright center, it just makes more sense to go lighter to deeper saturation than the other way around, because I'm actually building up the colors. I keep thinking about that sushi restaurant that I'm going to in a few hours. I can't wait. It's been months since I've been there. We don't go out very often because we don't actually like leaving the house. But our wedding anniversary is coming up, and it's actually going to fall onto our trip. We're taking an adventure in October. October 1st is our wedding anniversary. So we'll be on the road driving to California during our wedding anniversary. So we decided that, you know what, let's just go tonight and celebrate our wedding anniversary because we can. So with this red, I'm also continuing to build up the ridges. The ridges here are very important. And technically, you can make this whole lamp a really pure red with just a little bit of a red glow in the center. But I'm making this almost overexposed for the sake of that glow effect because of the whole mood. Always remember, come back to that mood. You know, having a bright, super saturated red lantern on the foreground of this whole scene that I created, that's all delicate and popcorn like and you know, with the bubblegum colors and everything, to have just like a single red globe on the front, I think would kind of kill the mood. It would be a little bit out of place. So I wanted to be a strong red lantern, but still with that soft diffused glow, and going for pure white light is the way to do it. Now, this is one of my favorite effects of all times, and that's adding deep purple over red. It's a little bit softer than adding black over red, but it creates just the most fantastic shadow effect. Or not necessarily a shadow, but if you have an object that's too dark that the light doesn't penetrate through, like these tassels, then it's, you know, it's just a little bit darker than everything else, and that's where that purple touch up came in. I didn't use a lot of it, just a little bit here and there, but it adds a little bit of a three-dimensional look to my lantern. notice that I added it to the tassels a little bit and just a few touches on the top, and that's it. But most of my lantern is actually orange and yellow with just a little bit of red, which seems counterintuitive thinking that this is a red lantern, but the light is so strong that it's actually illuminating all of the paper, that it's glowing through the paper. So this has been my favorite effect to color. I hope you guys are enjoying this and will enjoy coloring it at home as much as I did.